Not too long ago, I made a video about Jigokuraku, an anime that was ongoing. I was at episode either 8 or 9 at the time, and I was saying that hopefully this would be a good non-woke anime. But I also mentioned that I typically do not like to give recommendations on products before they run their conclusion, because who knows what the future might bring. Enter episode 11, and I have to now retract that recommendation on two accounts. Firstly, there is a very gross development that betrays the world's rules, and it how do we say it now? It resulted in a scene that I have difficulty understanding the reason behind, unless it's just some pervert fetish. And the second thing now, this one has nothing to do with wokeness, but it did a similar thing to Attack on Titan that in that first video I mentioned I hope they don't do, and that is giving the humans power of whatever seemingly insurmountable threat they're facing. So let's deal with the first problem. In this anime, the monsters can switch between male and female. Now, I initially did not have a problem because the monsters are plant-based, and most plants, virtually all plants, have a male part and a female part. So since they are based on plants, to me it made sense, it was fine that they could switch between male and female. However, in this scene, in this position, the female monster turned male without the change in position. No, it is true that you can engage with intercourse in a woman in that position, and it doesn't have to mean that you're going through the poop door. However, if this monster changed sex and the position remained the same, it meant that they could not be engaging in regular normal intercourse, because that genitalia would have been sealed off and transformed into something else. So what this means is this anime was blatantly depicting anal sex, first between a male and a female, and then between two males, and that is downright repulsive. Back in my day, we used to encourage healthy and proper sexual behavior that would reduce your risk of contracting STDs and STIs. Anal sex, according to the CDC, puts one, receptive anal sex in particular, puts one at 18 times the risk of contracting HIV. Not 18%, 18 times. And this is what they're pushing on TV. It's just that they do it in a very subtle way, so that you don't even realize that the only orifice the blonde monster would have been inserting into would have had to be the anus. So that was just repulsive. And even if you are one of those people who engage in those type of things, from a narrative level now, this is what is very, very disgusting as well. That scene runs in direct contradiction against the rules that the very voiceover is explaining during that scene. You see, they say that this thing called Tau is very important, and you can improve it by circulating the energies between male and female energy, right? And so this is why they basically said they use sex in order to train the Tau. And they said that the Tensen, I believe the name, are special beings who can switch between male and female, but everybody else is either male or you're female. So alright, so the Tensen are special because they can circulate their own Tau, alright? But what this would mean is if the female monster, pink-haired female monster, become a male, then the blonde hair monster will become a female. Or else, in the very same voiceover, the the more intelligent monsters wouldn't need to basically run a train and gang rape the other me. They could just have alphabet intercourse with each other and have two males, because that is literally what the Tencent were doing. So that act directly runs into in contradiction to the rules of that world. And so this is why I'm saying that the only purpose I see of this scene is because it is someone's weird alphabet fetish. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not particularly bashing fetish or porn in general. It's just that there's a time and a place for everything. So you put that stuff into some hentai product, so you understand what you're getting into when you watch that. Under no circumstances did I expect to see anal depictions of anal sex in this anime. Now to the second point. Attack on Titan, Jigokuraku, why is it that these shows do not start with the idea or the notion that humans are on par with the monsters? Because quite frankly, that's boring. The horror and anxiety comes from knowing that the protagonists are at a significant disadvantage. So that is the hook. That is one of the core tenets of the show, the series. But the moment they gave the humans the ability to transform into the intelligent titans in Attack on Titan, or in this case allow humans to gain the power of Tau in a ridiculous fashion, might I add. From this point onward, every character in the show are Mary Sues and Gary Stews. They can not know a concept, nothing about the concept whatsoever, and then defeat people. Remember in Star Wars, the Force Awakens, you had Rey Palpatine, who didn't have any training in the Force whatsoever, and she was able to outforce Kylo Ren, Darth Vader's grandson and a Sith apprentice. So he has training, extensive training, both in the light side and the dark side of the Force. And this bumbling backward woman just wake up one day and say, no, I'm more powerful than you. That is basically what happened for the characters, protagonists at this point forward in this show. They have no knowledge, no training in this Tau thing, and just by one of them even more ridiculous because no one explained it to him. He just kind of learned on the fly. Another one had a 5-second explanation, and now he is on par with the Tencent supposed gods, or on a level of gods. That's how the difference in power and so on is. If the premise of a show relies on humans being at a significant disadvantage, right, then humans need to use their ingenuity and maybe even horrific sacrifices and adaptability in order to overcome those obstacles. And just literally giving the monsters power to humans is not that. One anime that actually did it very, very well was No Game No Life. Now I don't know if they changed it later on in the manga, because for the anime it's only one season, but at the beginning humans cannot they can't detect, and we can't use magic, right? So that put us at a giant disadvantage, because other races can just cheat all day and then we would know. And that stayed true right up to the end of the anime anyway, where humans still can't use magic, we still can't detect magic, and so we have to use other abilities: adaptability, cunning, logic, predicting behaviors. So we need to circumvent, and in some cases use their strength against them. So that is a compelling and a reasonable form of writing for this. But imagine if No Game No Life, after they just said how humans are weak and because we don't use magic, all of a sudden you see that a few key humans can use magic, and then those key humans start to get into magical combat with other races in the games. That would the show would not be as entertaining. It would be significantly worse off. That's what these shows do, and this is why I was hoping that they would not allow the protagonist to basically gain the powers of the monsters, but that's basically what they did. So unfortunately I have to rescind that recommendation for this anime. You may still watch it, because the first point there as I said, the world's rules isn't woke, but that scene is woke, and that scene contradicts the world's rule. Alright, it's just that I personally have a zero woke policy. So if you decide to put in a woke scene, just be even once, I'm like, no, I'm done.